This video is sponsored by Gamos Metal Cruise 2023.
Amassing the bodies and pits as they die, sentient and filthy they rot. Flammable and singing, discarded like waste. For the fire of the handgun, you played it all wrong. And soul and valor.
Bonjour and welcome to Friends Black Metal Review. This time we have a new album by Suicidal Madness from France, and this one actually came out already in 2022, but unfortunately it landed here in my home while I was in Spain for a few months, so this is the reason why this review is a little bit late, more late than usual that is. But in the past I reviewed a couple of albums by the band, and unfortunately this jewel case is too stuck. I'm not gonna force it out and break this jewel case, bear with me. So previously I've reviewed a couple of earlier albums, or well, one album, one EP by the band, and they were actually pretty good. However, the style of the band has changed over the years, and even Metal Archives has put some attention to that and changed the style from its more depressive black metal to more atmospheric style, and it really seems to be the case with this one. Now, I haven't heard the early album, so I really can't compare it too much, but some changes are more noticeable, and unfortunately for the audience who are looking for more suicidal black metal, suicidal depressive black metal, all that stuff, unfortunately it's not really happening here. So when this band started in 2010, as you can see, this was earlier labeled as depressive black metal, and later on atmospheric black metal. Now where the line is actually drawn, I cannot really say, because like I said, I don't know the early works. But to these previous ones, Degenerescence and Vestiges d'une Ère, sorry, I don't really speak French, which you can probably figure out, they were pretty decent. And while I want to say this par delà, le bien et le mal is kind of decent, I still find that now it's a little bit missing the bullseye, because in fact this is kind of like okay, somewhat fast tempo melodic black metal in crude ways, but on the other hand it's also like very basic, very like demo level material in so many ways. I'm gonna try to tackle the album style here as well as a little bit of criticism, so you will understand what I'm talking about here. Now the basic thing here is the band's main style hasn't really changed that much since the previous ones, but what is happening with this album is that this is more like going back to the basics, like back to the square one, so to speak. First of all, a couple of reasons. Let's start with the production. The production is kind of a crude, which isn't so much of a problem, especially if you're aiming for, say, raw end of black metal. I mean, if you're going all the way Dark Thronian, Golden Era and all that stuff, or even rawer style, primitive style, like, I don't know, Ildiorn, Hail Conjure and stuff like that, yeah, sure, go for it. I mean, if there's a point to sound really crude and it supports your primitive riffing versus more, I don't know, melodic, symphonic, fast-paced, aggressive black metal, whatever, there's a point. But when you go totally different direction, I think that's kind of a lost in the purpose. I'm trying to say here, the band is almost like doing different style than what this kind of production is very suitable. So I'm saying production-wise, this kind of a sucks. Not too much, but it's almost like making your very first demo. It's kind of like crude, almost like wailing, bitching guitars. I'm like, oh, let me out of here. Rather than just like storming the hall with, you know, really powerful yet still something suitable for melodic black metal. I mean, you don't really have to go all the way Dark Funeral's overproduced big ass studio band to make it, you know, support the whole melodic style. But here it seems the guitars are wailing a little bit too much. So it's almost like they fail to support whatever the band is trying to, you know, make with the songs. Like whatever kind of compositions you have, the production is not really supporting it. And as such, it is losing with the power power, the impact. It's not as filled with force as it's supposed to be. But that's not the main problem here. However, whatever is the main problem here is with the songwriting. Don't get me wrong, I like melodic black metal when it's kind of dark and sinister and all that stuff, but with that album, it's kind of like failing. It's not dark enough in a way. Also, when it comes to these melodies, they're not as catchy as they're supposed to be. I mean, whether we're talking about bands like Dissection from the 90s or Cielum Villainen from 2020s, they did and still do how to write really catchy melodic stuff, and still make it sound like black metal. Suicidal Madness is like making compromises every possible corner. They're dark, but not dark enough. They're melodic, but not good melodic enough. When it comes to the production, I already mentioned, that's not, supporting the whole style here. So it's almost like the band is, I don't know, failing to do whatever it's trying to do, and that's part of the problem here. As a result, this is kind of a listenable album, but not exactly a good one. And I kind of feel sad about it because, the previous ones promised so much more. And now it seems like the band is actually de-evolving rather than evolving into something better. And I don't know to which kind of audience this is really meant for. If you're looking for crude black metal, this is only halfway through. If you're looking for melodic black metal, once again, you're back to the demo phase and not exactly getting a good album. But if you're a fan of the band, of course, there is no reason why to check it out, this one. So do whatever you will with this information and criticism. And of course, you will find links provided in the description box, whether or not you want to listen to the music or just take a look at the band's websites or metal archives. With this information, off you go, and I hope you enjoy it. Should you like the review, click like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.